First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kahakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to all for life, peace in this word, and true sincerity. To you rifts, to you sisters out there learning in silence and staying in order, I say to you all, Shalom. This is out of the endtimeheadlines.com. It says State Department warns U.S. citizens to leave Venezuela now as militias are hunting them down. In a dramatic escalation of regional instability, the U.S. State Department has issued an urgent directive for all American citizens to depart Venezuela immediately, right? We've seen something like this happening in Mexico as well, as the whole Nero deportation was going on. They was targeting American stores, restaurants, things of that nature.
Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Says this high-level alert comes amid reports that pro-regime militia known as colectivos are actively patrolling the country and targeting U.S. nationals. Hey man, it's getting wild, man. It's deeper than that. The ties that Venezuela has to China, Russia, and Iran is obvious. As you've seen, the oil tanker that was seized by U.S. From Russia. Russia's not having it. They sent ICBM missiles to Ukraine. I think it was yesterday or the other day. And now, breaking news, Russia, Iran, and China are now in South Africa training, right? Because South Africa is part of BRICS. So, it's getting spicy. This is a news break. It says Russia, Iran, China join naval drill in South Africa as tensions with U.S. rise, a pawn in the power games. Rogue states Russia, Iran, and China join naval drills alongside South Africa Saturday as tensions mount between several countries in the bloc of nations in the U.S. The week-long exercise, which began Friday off the Cape Town coast and is being led by China, comes just days after the U.S. seized a Russian-flagged oil tanker north of Europe in Atlantic Ocean. China, Russia, South Africa are longtime members of BRICS, the 10-country economic alliance formed in 2009 that sees itself as counterforce to U.S. dominance, while Iran joined in 2024. President Trump has accused the BRICS nation of pursuing anti-American policies, and last year's threatened them with an extra 10% tariff. Right now, the BRICS is an acronym for Brazil, Russia, Iran, China, and South Africa. Right? So it's getting spicy. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Right? This is a war calling from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, stirring up the spirit of these nations to come up against Babylon for the atrocities and the crimes against the apple of his eye, first and foremost, and then all the other crimes. Verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong, right? That's saying everybody go from, producing produce and, economic building into military industrial type style complexes, right? Go into military mode, so to speak, right? Get your weapons ready, get your missiles, get your tanks ready, right? This is a war call. Verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together around about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Right. And then this goes into, the Lord gathering the nations in the valley of Yehoshaphat, which means the Lord's judgment, and he will judge the nations right after. So this is all the chess move from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. He's moving all the chess pieces where they need to be. It says, China, Russia, and Iran began joint naval exercises off South Africa today under exercise Will for Peace 2026 to boost BRICS plus maritime cooperation. Right? It's called Exercise Will for Peace. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Right, when a woman is in travail or about to have a child, right, that baby's coming forward, it's coming through, it's being born, this birth pains, right? The scriptures talk about that. There's no coming back from that, right? So, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction could come upon them, right? This could be it. This could be that peace call, and then boom, all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. There's a lot of peace talks going around, right? When they say that ceasefire in Ukraine, NATO said that once that ceasefire is established, that they're gonna push NATO right there, further escalating the war, third war. The drills were held near Simon's Town Naval Base, and involved British plus navies, including recent members of Egypt.
This is
Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. I believe that's the Arab.
This is for all the children.
South Africa described the exercise as pumping maritime security despite rising geopolitical. However, Russian forces facing tough welcome as a demonstration of Russian participation in the naval drills, right? People protesting, nothing you can do about it. This is a direct escalation. Direct escalation. And how about shooting our shots for it?
This is for all the children the Russians killed in Ukraine.
Ukrainians and me as Ukrainian, it is emotional and hard for us to see that Russian Navy that killing Ukrainian people doing its Navy training in South African waters. So we ask South Africa stop cooperation with Russian Navy training because that is a part of Russian military and army that kills peaceful Ukrainians and attacks with aggression sovereign country of Ukraine.
That ain't gonna happen. You're in a country that is in bed with Russia. So you gotta take that. Yeah, man, it's going down. We are excited. right? We should say, the day shall be shortened for the elect's sake, right? But man, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Bakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who I learned from. Shalom to the whole for elect. Appreciate this word in truth, sincerity. To you, rifts, to you sisters out there learning silence and staying in order. I say to you all, Shalom.